Hey everyone, I hope you're doing great. It's Sanjay Kumar here, and today I've got something really practical and super useful for all my fellow DBAs, data engineers, and cloud learners out there. So here's the deal. I'm working on a brand new financial domain project, and I wanted to show you exactly how I'm setting up a dedicated, secure lab environment for it, right inside my existing Azure SQL Server. The goal? To create a real-world financial database named Multicap, map it to a dedicated user, put everything neatly under a dedicated schema, and add the right tables, sequences, stored procedures, functions, triggers, and indexes, just like you'd do in a real production scenario. The best part? You can run this whole lab on your Azure free tier, so no excuses. Roll up your sleeves and follow along. I'm using my existing Azure SQL Server for this lab, but you can adapt this to your own server name. This pattern is perfect when you want to keep your financial data isolated, secure, well-organized, and easy to audit. A must-have for real-world projects that handle transactions and sensitive data. Step-by-step lab. Step 1. Create the database. Connect to MasterDB. Create database, Multicap. This creates the database with default settings, enough for a test or dev workload. Step 2. Create login, user and schema. Run this in MasterDB create login multicap with password equal to strongpass 2023. Switch to multicap dbuse, multicap. Map login to db user. Create user multicap for login multicap. Create schema owned by this user. Create schema, multicap authorization, multicap. Give user DB owner role for dev test, alter role DB owner, add member multicap. This ensures our user multicap owns the schema and all related objects. Step 3. Create financial domain tables, customer table, create table multicap.customers, customer ID int primary key, name nvarchar100, email nvarchar100, created at datetime default getDate. Transactions table create table multicap.transactions, txn ID int primary key, customer ID int, amount decimal 12,2, texn date, date time, default getDate, foreign key, customer ID references multicap.customers, customer ID. These tables form the backbone of your financial data, customers, and their transactions. Step 4. Create sequences. Create sequence multicap.assec customer. Start with one increment by one. Create sequence multicap.assec txn. Start with 1000. Increment by one. Sequences make your keys auto-increment safely. Step 5. Insert sample data. Insert into multicap.customers values. Next value for multicap.cqcost customer. Alice Smith. Alice at example.com. Default. Step 6. Create a stored procedure. Create procedure multicap, add transaction at cust ID int, at AMT decimal 12,2. As begin insert into multicap.transactions, txn ID, customer ID amount, values, next value for multicap.seq txn, at cust ID at AMT. End. Use this procedure to add new transactions easily. Step 7. Create a scalar function. Create function multicap.getTotalSpent at cust ID int. Returns decimal 12,2. As begin declare at total, decimal 12,2. Select at total, GEARS sum amount. From multicap.transactions where customer ID, GEARS at cust ID. Return ISNL at total 0. End. This function calculates how much a customer has spent. Step 8. Create a trigger. Create audit table. Create table multicap.transaction audit. Audit ID int identity, 1, primary key, txn ID int audit time, date time default, get date. Create trigger for auditing. Create trigger multicap turg, insert txn audit on multicap.transactions after insert as begin insert into multicap.transaction audit, txn ID, select txno ID from inserted, end. Now every transaction insert is automatically logged for auditing, best practice for financial systems. Step 9. Create an index. Create index IDX cust ID on multicap.transactions, customer ID. This speeds up queries when you join transactions and customers. Final thoughts. Look at that. In just a few steps, you've created a real, secure, isolated financial database inside Azure SQL. You've got a dedicated multi-cap DB, a mapped user and schema, core tables, sequences, procedure, functions, triggers, and an index, all organized just like a real financial system would be. This is exactly how you build good habits for production design. Clean, modular, and easy to manage. Check the description for all scripts. Copy, tweak, and try them on Azure. If this helped, hit subscribe, like, and comment your next topic: Power BI, ADF, or Python SQL. Thanks for watching. Keep building in the cloud.